Ms. Denise Phua.
So I'll use the terms disability and special needs interchangeably in the speech, although not everyone with special needs is disabled. So Singapore's population growth is set to be at its lowest. Our local workforce is shrinking. Everyone born in this country is precious, and for more than economic reasons. In an effort to encourage Singaporeans to give birth to more, we must offer the assurance that their offspring would be valued, regardless of the condition they are born with. No one can guarantee that a child born to them is perfect. Like you and I, people with special needs are sons and daughters of Singapore. They must be granted equal access to opportunities to partake in all aspects of society. In fact, neither can anyone guarantee that a typically developed person would not acquire any disability that comes with getting old or through an accident or mishap. Including people with disabilities and other special needs amongst us, hence is not doing charity. Research in the past already showed a close link between disability and poverty for various reasons. Unless there's effective and timely intervention, persons with special needs are likely to be unemployed, socially excluded, and can encounter health issues earlier than others. For those who are more economically oriented, please know that the cost of supporting people with disabilities escalates when the latter are not educated, trained, and supported effectively. In a rapidly disruptive age such as now, people with special needs are clearly at risk of being left behind. I have 3 questions I wish to seek clarification and make suggestions on. First, on enabling master plans. Since 2007, Singapore has seen 3 enabling master plans. These are the roadmaps for Singapore to build a more inclusive society where persons with disabilities are empowered and enabled to realize their true potential. Singapore has also ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in 2013, signaling the government's serious commitment to the disability community. The latest enabling master plan, which will see us through 2021, is at its implementation stage. It's been almost 2 years now. There are not many targets that were set, whether basic or stretch goals, and updates from the ministry has been ad hoc. So it is not enough to not only to just engage as citizens and stakeholders during the master plan development. There's also a need to watch tightly the implementation of a plan that involves the whole of society, report to society, and systematically and visibly invite and engage society to form part of the often complex solutions. I therefore seek an update from the Minister on the progress of the latest enabling master plan. I also ask for a tighter rein on its implementation by convening, for instance, an execution implementation body comprising key strategic and hands-on leaders from the public, private, and people sectors. This body should preferably be led by the highest authority in a coordinating ministry like the MSF to ensure it has the muscle to influence and ensure the accountability by the various government agencies and other stakeholders. New MSF Minister, or not so new, Desmond Lee is known to be strong in such a coordinating role. I've seen you in committees like this. 2, on supporting and resourcing disability-specific enabling plans. So improving the landscape for disability, we know for sure, cannot be the job of government alone. I had begun to encourage each major disability group to take ownership, to do a proper study and develop mini plans so that the needs and gaps in their specific groups can be accurately defined, identified, and addressed with outcomes and impact. However, the role of government is not diminished. Government has to take the lead to work much closer with the ground, meet them regularly, and seriously nurture the ground. It can resource the ground in solutions that could already be working or at risk of being terminated, or address genuine gaps in the landscape. For instance, NCSS had helped in the pilot of weekly respite programs for families with more severely disabled adults with autism. The staff from Autism Association Singapore, where I volunteer, started a very successful pilot providing much needed respite to caregivers. The program, however, will not be financially supported after the pilot ends. This is a potential area to resource. Another gap. Some members from the deaf community have identified a high priority need for inclusive preschools, much like the Mayflower Primary School model that MOE has launched. This will provide, the preschool will provide the pipeline of students that will be more school-ready in the mainstream classrooms in Mayflower. Yet another gap in the adult space. The take-up rate for employment is not as high as desired for this community. VWS providing job training and employment services together with SG Enable will need a stronger listening ear from government, and resourcing to expand their services so that more can work. There is a need to quickly create and nurture sheltered enterprises to support those who are more severe but can do lighter duty work. I urge the ministry to work closely with the ground to identify, support, and resource disability-specific programs surfaced by the ground. 3, on mainstreaming disability into national policies. I'd like to repeat my call to ask all government agencies to ensure that their plans, especially for anything to do with our future economy, future education, smart nation, healthcare, transport, housing, and all essential services, to include the special needs community in your primary policy planning. We do not want to go back to the dark ages more than a decade ago. I remember when students from special schools were forgotten when anti-SARS measures by the MOE excluded them during that time. From the COS announcements that I've listened to carefully this week, I believe that the public sector has not yet cultivated that habit of including this special group in their policy framing. There are great opportunities to ensure workforce inclusion and training, housing, digital equity through digital literacy curriculum for special schools and so forth. I have worked with many public servants to know that many of them are supportive of the cause, but it's not yet a systemic habit. I therefore ask for an automatic checklist during policy formulation in every government agency to ensure persons with special needs are always considered and included. Let them be elevated from being footnotes or afterthoughts. And then finally, a big thank you to many of you who believe in this special community.
Finally, a big thank you.